Hey, good morning all, and thank you for joining us today. We'll start the session in a minute or two. Good morning and thank you for joining. Welcome to the webinar Optimize Cloud Content Delivery Strategies for Performance and Cost Efficiency, hosted by Cloud.in. I'm Suvarna Jadhav, working with Cloud.in as a Strategic Partnership and Alliance Manager. For today's session, we have Ms. Urvashi as a speaker. She is working as a sales specialist and having 5+ years of experience in IT sales and business development sector. Before starting the session, I would like to mention a few points. All attendees are muted by default and cannot be unmuted during the session. We will have a question and answer session at the end of the presentation. If in case you have questions in between the session, you can raise your hand to grab speaker's attention or ask the questions to the question section. Over to you, Urvashi. You can start the presentation.
Yeah. Thank you, Swarna. Thanks for introducing me. As Swarna has mentioned about the today's webinar topic, so it is. So the topic of today's webinar is optimizing cloud content delivery, strategic for the performance and cost efficiency. So we will learn about the one of the AWS service, which is a CloudFront service, and it is the CDN service of the AWS. So just before I will start my presentation further, I just wanted to introduce you. Just wanted to let you know about the Cloud.in. What exactly is the Cloud.in is into? So Cloud.in is the advanced consulting partner. So where we are delivering multiple services, including the CDN. CDN is the one of the like AWS services where we are having expertise into. So just a short background and the overview of the Cloud.in. Like before the Cloud.in, it was named as a Hosting Services Private Limited. So the hosting services was into the domain registered company from the last more than 20 years. And since 2016, we have started the partnership with the AWS and the other cloud service provider as well, which are Google as well as the Microsoft Azure. So this is what about the Cloud.in. So let's move ahead. Okay, so let's start with the overview of the presentation, what all the pointers we are going to cover today session. So we will start with the introduction to the cloud CDN, and accordingly we'll move with the understanding of with and without CDN, like what happened when the company's website and application is using CDN and not using CDN. We will understand that point, and accordingly we'll move further and understand about the workflow of the CDN and what are their benefits. We are considering few use cases as well. We will explain what are the advantages of CDN for such specific use cases as well. So once we will done with the CDN part, we will understand what Amazon is providing into CDN. So the CDN which is provided by the Amazon is a cloud front services, and we'll understand how is the workflow over there. And accordingly we'll move ahead with the cloud.in services. So like how cloud.in helping their customer with this particular CDN services. We will also see few success story of AWS with the same services, and at the end of the session we have a Q&A. Like if you have any question, any doubt you want to understand, please feel free to ask the question, and as well as meanwhile you can write it on the chat box as well. Okay, so let's start with what is CDN. Okay, so firstly, the full form of the CDN is the Content Delivery Network. So here in the name itself, the complete functionality of CDN services is here. Like everything today's in the world, everything is connected with the help of the network, and the content and the whatever the content is delivered from one location to another location, it is happening with the help of the network only. So this is what CDN services is helping to their customer. So whenever a user is visited on the website and they want to access the data from the any of the website, so it is traveling from the server to the customer location, to the user location, user's computer. It will be displayed. So with the help of the internet. So so many of the situations are coming when the like user is accessing any data. The load time will be delayed. The responses are coming in delay. So for resolving those issues, AWS has come up with this CDN services which resolve the users problem. Uh, so in a very less time, they can access the content from the website. So instead, the website content is stored on the CDN server geographically closer to the user, reaches their computer much faster. So they are providing the faster delivery content to the user's location. So this is what is all about CDN is providing. So let's move ahead. Okay, so here in this slide, I'm going to like explain you what happens when a user, when any web application is not using CDN, and what happens when a customer or the uh, web application is using the CDN services. So here, this is the user, and he is seated in the one location of the globe. His is trying to accessing the website, and the website is stored in one of the data center which is located in the another corner of the globe. So the travel time here is too huge. So when when like any of the website or any of the application is not using the CDN, so there are the major chances of delay in the responses. The slower the load time will be very slow, which loses the customer or the user interest as well. There are the issues facing like security also come into the picture here, like and the overall at the end the performance is very poor. So just because of this scenario, many of the businesses might be lose the potential customer as well and the interest of the users as well. And the second scenario, when any of the web application is using the CDN services. So what is happening here? So here is the user who is seated in the one location, and he want to access the data, but he is not getting the data from the origin server where the data is actually stored. So there in between the user and the origin server, there is a edge location where the CDN helps to connect or fetch the data from the origin and cache it into the edge location, and the user can access the data from the very nearest location, which is a CDN or the edge location. So this is what happening when the users when any of the website or the application is using the CDN services. So let's see what are the like advantages when the any of the website or application is using the CDN. So when with CDN, content can be cached. So it is cached in the multiple location, which is a edge location, and this edge location is also called as a POPs, which is a points of presence. So whenever the user is request for the content from the website, and it is served through the CDN server. So user is getting the server from this location, not from the origin location. So here the responses, whatever the user is getting is very quickly, and the performance overall was very good. So let's move ahead with the another slide to understand more on the CDN. Okay, so here I'm trying to explain you how does the CDN is actually is working. So with the help of this image, I'm trying to explain you. So this blue color is representing the origin server where the web or the application data is actually stored at the very first time. So this is the origin location, which is located in one corner of the globe, and there are multiple edge servers are there. So this green color is representing the edge server, which is the POPs, points of presence location. So here it's one edge location, there is the another edge location, and there are multiple users. So this symbol is representing the users. So there are multiple users who want to access the website or the e-commerce application, or they want to watch any video, or they want to play any game, or wanted to access do any shopping. So they are getting the content from the nearest edge location. So with the help of, and all these are connected with each other with the help of the CDN. All these are connected with the network with each other. So here is the another like short scenario. Like whenever the user is requesting very first time for any of the application, so his request is going to the origin server. So sometimes what happens, like the origin server is not in a working stage. So user will not get the data if it is not, if the web application is not connected with the CDN. So you'll not get the data. You won't be able to fetch the data. But now the CDN is here, so the data is available at the edge location as well. It is cached in the edge location as well. So the request, whatever the user is requesting, so it is fetching from the cache and it is responding to the user. The same thing is mentioned in the writing form as well. So whenever a user visit a static website for the first time, a CDN server will transfer the file from the origin server. So this is the origin server. Note that you can access the content even when the origin server is not in a working stage, since a CDN server typically store and serve the static cache data. So this is the cache from the data is coming towards the customer or the user side. So here are at the right corner, I have mentioned few benefits of the CDN. So with the help of the CDN, it reduces the page load time, it reduces the bandwidth cost, also improving the website security. So this security part I'm going to cover in the further slides as well. I'll explain you in a more detail what kind of security AWS is providing. Also, it increases the content availability, and at the end, the performance of the overall scenario is better. Okay, so coming to the few advantages, so I have considered here few of the use cases, which I'm going to explain how the CDN helps in a more better way in this few specific use cases. Before that, I just wanted to let you know that so whatever the use case I have considered here to explain, so Cloud.in has an expertise in all those industries as well. For example, considering the gaming, we do provide the CDN services in the gaming industries. Many of the e-commerce businesses are there, so we are helping them with the CDN services. Also with the video streaming industry as well. So let's start the all these use cases one by one. So first is the web and the app acceleration. So whenever any of the website or the application is using the CDN services, so it helps to leverage the low latency. The latency time will get low, and the users are getting the responses on a very quickly basis and very fast basis. And there is a high availability and the comprehensive security as well when they are using the CDN in their web application. Another use case is the gaming. So in gaming we all know, like in today's world, majorly the youth is using the online gaming. For example, many of the youth are crazy about the PUBG game, and at the time of the pandemic, like many of the people are playing the Ludo game from their home and connected with each other online and playing the game. So what happened? Uh, what happened if the CDN is not in this particular industry? So the gamer will not get the response quickly basis. So it might loses the interest of the users, and they will leave from the game and just shut down the game because the responses are not coming on a quickly basis. But what happened when the gaming industry started using the CDN services? So CDN reduces the distance between the gamer and the game server. So once the distance is reduced, so the responses are very quickly. So it's enabling the faster downloads of the game files, updates, and the patches. So this is something is ensuring that the player can access new content quickly without waiting for the long time there. So here is the advantages in the gaming industry is the responsiveness, low latency, and the reliability. So the another use case is the e-commerce. As we all know, the people are very crazy today to do the online shopping. So the e-commerce business start with the clothing, then slowly it's moved to the food industry as well. Now the many of the industries, another industries also providing the information, data, or the product or the services with the help of e-commerce. So what happened, let's consider here the example of the Myntra. So a user came on the Myntra application and he is scrolling and finding few clothes or the accessories in the application. And what happened if the customer will not quickly quick if the customer will not get the quick response from the application, so again customer might lose his interest and might be the Myntra will lose his business as well. The customer will shut down the application and just leave from the work. So CDN helps to deliver the content of your e-commerce site very fast and more efficiently, so that it will keep engage the customer and give the detailed information. And there are some videos also they are uploading in the e-commerce, so they would be the user or the customer would be able to see or watch the video as well. So this is how the CDN is providing the advantage in the e-commerce industry as well. Okay, so the another example, another industry is the video streaming. So now, again, in the today's scenario, um, people are watching the videos on the YouTube channel, and now the OTT platforms are also came. So multiple users are watching the same particular video or the movies at the same time at different location. So when they are connected with the CDN, so it will provide, the CDN will help to minimize the buffering issues and the delays in the responses. And it's more reliable way to get your content in front of the numerous users. So as I have mentioned earlier, the multiple users are accessing the same video from the different locations. So with the help of the CDN, each and every user will get the information at the same time and in a very accurate way and a very fast response there. I'm sorry. So this all are the advantages I have covered here to explain you how does CDN helps in this all industry vertical, the web and the app acceleration, gaming industry, e-commerce, and the video streaming. And the cloud.in also have an expertise in all these industries. We like till today we have delivered more than 200 customers with the same services. So let's move ahead. Okay, so in the previous slide we have understand what is CDN, and now we will see what Amazon is providing. So AWS CDN service is called as the CloudFront service. So across the globe there are more than 450 location where the 8 servers are located across the globe. So deliver data through 450 global disparate point of presence with automated network mapping. All these servers, 450 servers, are interconnected with each other and they have a intelligent routing as well. Another point is they improve security. So Amazon, AWS along with the CloudFront, they help with the security as well. So the security wise, they have a service is the advanced AWS Advanced Shield Standard. So it helps the website or the application from the malicious attack and the DDoS attack. It is a distributed denial of the services. So from all these attacks, it save this particular service help the website and the application from the malicious attack. Other is the customize the code you run at the AWS network edge using serverless compute feature to balance the cost, performance and the security. Also, it scale automatically to deliver the software, game patches and IoT updates with the high transfer rate. So the response time is very high. Okay, so here we'll see how does the CloudFront workflow is. So what we discussed earlier, what I have mentioned earlier is one is the security. So AWS is providing the AWS Shield as well as the AWS WAF. These are the two security services provided by the AWS. And these are here are the end user traffic. So the multiple user are coming to see the content on the website or the application, and the application is enabled with the Amazon CloudFront. So the data is delivered to the users with the help of the edge location where the data is cached, and it is protected with the with the advanced shield and the WAF as well. Another is the data is also saved in the regional edge location as well. So in the right side, you can see few pointers of the security and performance in the CloudFront workflow. So the security of the CloudFront distribution is associated with multiple AWS services. So as I have mentioned, it is associated with the AWS Shield and the WAF. Also, it protects the application from the DDoS attack, and also the CloudFront always find the faster way to deliver the content to the users. So this is all about the CloudFront services and how actually it's work when it is enabled with the website or the application. Okay, so Cloud.in providing is providing and managing the CDN and edge security services. So we have an expertise in this. So Cloud.in is providing 24/7 monitoring and support services, CDN and Edge Insight. So whatever the updates are coming from the AWS in the CDN and Edge, we believe in to provide the same information and pass on these updates and the information with our customer as well. So we are into CDN and Edge Insight as well. Discovery and optimization. So we help our customer with the optimization of the cost. We will see and check what all the services they are using and where they are lacking, where the bills are coming higher. So we just analyze all those things and optimize it and help our customer with this service as well. Next is the automated ticketing and ITSM. So automated ticketing, like in Cloud.in, we are using the automated platform where all the requests are coming from our customers. So we will resolve the all those ticketing on the priority basis. So there are different level of ticketing like L1, L2, L3. So likewise, we are taking our engineers team sitting who have an expertise in the age security and the CDN as well. So likewise, we are taking the queries and resolving those are accordingly. We are into providing the consulting and the security check as well. Security like AWS, WAF, and the Shield, and helping our customer to helping them with the consulting as well. And we also have the stringent SLAs as well. So here are a few pointers which is explaining the same. So our 24/7 managed CDN and age service offering allow you to focus more on your business. We have a highly qualified team of sysops and the solution architect who are available 24/7 and have been certified, and they are highly technical. They are highly qualified team and be certified as well in the CDN and age services. Our tool adopted for ITSM, I think they are monitoring and analyzing the design to give you the actionable insights and detailed overview of the performance, how your CDN and age is performing. Okay, so here, like we have considered few success story of AWS CloudFront. So I have considered the example of the e-commerce. So Glovo is the e-commerce into e-commerce business. So till today they have more than 10 millions of active customers, and their shops and the restaurants are more than 91K, and all are located across the globe, and they are interconnected with each other with the help of the network. Also they are providing the courier services as well. So this Glovo is into the delivery food as well. So when since 2018, they have started using the Amazon CloudFront services. So after using the CloudFront services, so their users are getting the quick response, and they are very happy with the using the CloudFront services as well. So further, after a few years, they have decided along with the CloudFront, they have decided to using the AWS Shield as well in their every backend data to protect their backend data. So and help and protect from the DDoS attack as well. So they have started using the AWS Shield as well, and now they want to additionally they want to leverage AWS WAF service as well. So the purpose of Glovo is using all these services is to they will more focus on their customers rather than focusing on their application. So here is the another success story of AWS CloudFront services, JioSaavn. So in India, it is the one of the largest, one of the biggest music streaming provider company. So like JioSaavn like started using the AWS CloudFront so to securely deliver 15 petabyte of music and video to global customer every day. So day to day, there are users like there are again the same the youth when they are traveling from one location to another location, they start listening the music, and while we are driving a car, so we started using we are started using listen the music. So CloudFront is helping each and every user, those who are using this particular application, they start they getting the fast response. So this success story I just wanted to explain with the help of one video. Okay, so let me play this video. Okay, allow me a minute. Let me.
Q7 is the number one music streaming provider in India. And we're also focusing on outside of India now with our free version that we launched a few weeks back. We're trying to essentially capture all the South Asians worldwide. We put a lot of emphasis on performance, on the usability of the product, on how users interact with it. Performance is something that we want to get right every single time. I think that's kind of sets us apart compared to our competitors. One of the biggest challenges we were seeing was the data networks were not consistent at all. We started running performance numbers and everything in CloudFront was clearly ahead of its time at that point. We moved over to AWS in 2012. Since then, we have just been there. There were two big reasons why we chose AWS CloudFront. One was the fact that most of our technology was already on AWS. Our entire stack was on AWS. So CloudFront seemed like a natural move. We could easily set S3 to the origin and start streaming from CloudFront. The reason was the performance measurements. And once we started using AWS services, it was a very obvious AWS had a complete ecosystem built around it. The support was great. I think the biggest advantage of moving to the cloud, we being a startup at that point, we did not have a resource. We were about 50 engineers, but we were about 30, maybe 40 engineers for the last 30, 40 engineers without actually scale to millions of users. And completely not possible if we were not cloud. If we were not has had us. We could not imagine maintaining data center team size, but with AWS we can. That kind of gave us the confidence that we could launch, right? And then that's critical when you're launching and you're dependent on a third-party provider. It's critical for us to have that kind of confidence. It helped us grow. AWS has helped us a lot with scaling out to our users. At this point, we are completely focused on scaling our audio streaming service all over the world.
Okay, so now we are in the Q&A session. So like if you have any question, any doubt, any query, if you have, feel free to ask.
Bushri, there are no questions in the question section. I guess we can conclude the session. Thank you,
Okay.
Bushri, for such an insightful presentation. Thank you all for attending the session. We appreciate your being with us today. I have shared a feedback form link in the chat box. Do share your feedback on the session. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Swarna.